Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we are live on a Friday at 11:30 a.m., October 30th. This is the Friday before the Tuesday, which is the United States presidential election. So we got hotness going on left and right. We got craziness in the markets. Nobody knows what's going on. Is it going up? Is it going down? I don't know. I sure as hell don't know. So what do I know? I know risk off. Don't gamble. Protect your shit. That's the bottom line. Today's episode is sponsored by Change Angel, non-custodial swap exchange for social good. Stop depositing in exchanges. Input, output, bottom line. Not your keys, not your crypto. Title of today's show is Friday Before Election. I probably could have had a complete sentence in there. The Friday before the election. Crypto market recap. I literally put this title up and this Twitter post like 5 seconds before. Better late than never. I'm swamped over on some work that I got going on for one of the companies. Who's in the stream? We got Nathan, Noah for Prez. Yeah, maybe one day. Nobody knows who I am. I'm too technical. I talk too. I'm too scientific for this country. The country wouldn't like me. It's a very it's a good portion of the country that is violently against science, unfortunately. Barry, howdy, howdy. That's right. Another yes, we were always a week closer to the bull run. I believe that I feel comfortable saying that it's inevitable. The world is changing. The financial system is a changing place, and it's inevitable that we have an epic bull run because money needs to change from places of increasing risk to places of decreasing risk. And interestingly enough, as the price of Bitcoin continues to go up, there's decreasing risk because then it becomes a place where there's a high likelihood it's going to increase in price. And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As the price of Bitcoin goes up, more and more people see it as a place of increased exposure to price appreciation and increased exposure to decreased risk because the price is going up causes the price to go up. And that's basically what a bull run is, more or less. Exciting. J Dog, what's up? Did you buy it? I'm almost at the point where I don't want to pull up the chart. I'm looking at a lot of charts and it's brutal. Ren is getting obliterated, but it did pop off the support line that I drew. It's kind of like, yeah, I drew that line and it intentionally bounced off it. Let's see what happens because I believe it's right on it right now. Yeah. So if this line doesn't hold, I don't know if James is on, but James is going to get what he wants probably, which is a really cheap Ren token price. I hope this holds. I would have loved to see it really hold on the 200 EMA, the daily 200 EMA, but it didn't. So it fell through. So this line is obviously a trend line of support, consistent with a symmetric triangle formation. A little bit skewed. I think this red line was a better symmetric triangle, but that failed to the downside, and it failed aggressively. It failed right through the 200 EMA and right through to this other larger symmetric triangle formation. This is a much longer line of support dating back probably all the way to there. Damn, May of this year, May 7th of this year. Um, so, I have no capacity or interest to liquidate. I say capacity because I have locked dark nodes, and if I were to unlock them, it would take a period of time. I believe 1 to 3 months. So there's no point. I have no interest in liquidating. What I want is a recurring revenue stream, and I believe Ren is going to be one of the most valuable recurring revenue streams, possibly one of the best investments in the history of the planet. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have one of the I have one of the most important interop solutions for blockchain tech, cross blockchain tech, and the countries around the world, sovereign countries, are going CBDC, and the CBDCs are going to need interop with the public blockchains because they actually want to be used, and that's the whole point. Interop is such a critical component of future infrastructure because if you want to use one thing, there's a thousand different things. So you need to be able to be interoperable with all these things and all these blockchains and all these assets and tokens. And that is exactly what Ren facilitates vis-a-vis tokenized representation. The other technology is called atomic swaps, which is like BlockNet, StakeNet, Komodo, and the cred with their DEX. But that has a different functionality and effectiveness. For instance, a tokenized representation can participate in a smart contract execution, whereas atomic swaps wouldn't be part of a smart contract execution. You'd have to wait for the smart contract to execute to get a callback at the Web3 level, and have more of your code that ties things together done at the JavaScript at the Web3 level. So suffice it to say that that was a very technical monologue right there. So thank you for your patience. Who else is in the stream? Uh, Nathan's got $1,500 on a Trump win. You know, the bottom line is, I can't stand politics anymore. I don't like either one of them. You guys hear how I speak. My capacity to be precise, my capacity to have thought and care in the message that I deliver. Now, maybe that's shallow of me, but I kind of want a president that can do that. I want a president that has a capacity to take an idea and express it with great detail and have poise and elegance in their capacity to communicate. So that's just my bottom line. I just maybe I'm shallow, and is that shallow that I would like someone that could actually speak in coherent sentences as the president? Now, don't get me wrong. I think both of them. I don't think either of them are equipped for the job. I think we're in a country where we have some of the smartest people on the planet, and this is what we're choosing. Uh, a belligerent person and and an old person? How is an old person representative of me in my generation, and dare I say the younger generation? And how is a belligerent how a property owner so they don't represent the average person in any way, shape, or form. They're both millionaires, so they don't represent the average person in any way, shape, or form. They don't represent anyone. Yet everyone fights over who's going to be, and it doesn't really matter because they can't represent anyone. They're so far departed from any of us. They don't work. Do you understand? They don't get up at 8 a.m. and go to. So, okay, let me be very clear. I'm going to get off politics. They get up at 8 a.m. and they do their type of work. They don't get up at 8 a.m. and go to work at Walmart for $9 an hour to get done at Walmart and then done at the end of the week and barely have enough money to cover their bills. So they are not you. They cannot represent you because they cannot understand your life. And obviously, there's many people in this room that are more wealthy than just Walmart and $9 an hour. But there are likely persons in this room that is your life, and I appreciate that. And I don't think they can. I don't think they can. So I don't think either one is best suited for the job, and that's my opinion. That's enough. Nathan said, "Oh, Nathan, you got 1,500 on it." Nathan, degenerate, I know. My man, you gamble, man. You can listen. It's a crapshoot. You know why it's a crapshoot? 50-50. Half this damn country wants the other half locked up and thrown in jail. The other half wants the other half locked up and thrown in jail. It's a freaking 50-50. That's all it is. There's only two parties. It's either left or right, up and down, Team A or Team B, red or blue. You got a 50-50 shot, bro. My man. Oh, Jason, KNC. Oh, goodness gracious. This is, you done. Exit. Exit. You just sell it. You're going to sell at a loss. Um, but that's what I would do. I can't, I'm not legally allowed to tell anyone to do anything. I've been out for a long time. I've been out probably since this break. This trend line was my trend line of I have no more interest in participating in this asset that keeps depreciating, which I have no I don't understand why. It has such a brilliant tokenomics, deflationary, has the burn component with the incentivized supply disruption. You know what it is? It's just the volume isn't high enough on their platform. As clearly, Uniswap and Curve are dominant. A duopoly. 0x has some beef, has some meat to it, and clearly Bancor has got their V 2.1. So unfortunately, Curve has taken the back burner, and what we know that because we're looking at the chart and we're looking at the price depreciation. So the chart tells the story, not the other way around. Chart doesn't tell us what to do. We do because of what the chart does. And the chart is telling us that the general public does not have much interest in Kyber. And that's an unfortunate reality because I think the tokenomics and the team and the project are well done. And I really like them. And but we invest in what we see, not what we want. We want them to succeed. We want them to be an awesome project, but the chart is telling us that it's not. That's it. Anyway, Igor in the house. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yes, my friend. James just got on. Yeah, in the house. You might, James, well, you just got on. I'm seeing your message, but that was a while ago. You might get your 10-cent rent. We'll see. Frank, always a pleasure. Uh, Nuno, show the Ren graph. Let's take a look at Ren. Let's take a look at Ren. Or did I? Pretty sure I already did. So there's Ren. Um, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just saw Barry say that I had the start screen up, and I didn't have any content up. Ah! 11 minutes. What a waste. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right, so here's Ren. Ren, let me briefly do a quick recap. Ren blasted through this support line. It blasted through the 200 EMA in the daily, and is holding support on this support, which is consistent with symmetric triangle formation dating back to, check it out, dating back to May of this year. If this holds support, oh, please do. If it doesn't, James is going to get his day. Because there's nothing below it until like 12, 18, and that's not even like a trend formation support. That's just like levels of support. So I find trend formation support to be more meaningful, more powerful as compared to levels of support. So this is where we are. If this doesn't hold, next stop is, check this out. Oh, boop, 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 boop. Price range. Price range. Is 26% to the downside. Come on, Ren traders. This thing's got a hold. I really don't want a 25% haircut. That's going to be another 15, 20 grand chopped off my balances. That's not going to be fun. James says Ren integration to DGB sounds like it's happening next month. Yeah, it's close. It's close. I don't have I haven't had time to look over the October announcement. I saw that come out this morning. I retweeted it. I'm going to check it out. The multi-chain is coming. Ren DGB, Ren whatever is coming. They got a lot of chains that they're going to launch, and there's a whole lot of awesome things that can be done with it. But you're looking at very speculative tech, very speculative investments that will play out over the next years. This stuff doesn't play out quick. This is long-term plays. And the point right now is risk off, baby. Risk off. You don't buy this. So someone asked me on Twitter, when do you buy? Let me show you right here. You buy when this bounces up, blasts through the 200 EMA on the daily, comes back down, retests, and makes a new high. This is when you buy. That's the buy zone. Why? Because we've shown that this is proven support. We're shown that the 200 EMA is not resistance. We've shown that the 200 EMA is not resistance, flip support, a firm support of the 200 EMA, and we're printing a higher high. So look, boom, boom, boom. That's 3 levels of confluence suggesting likely further price appreciation to come. As of right now, you have none of that. There's nothing indicating there's likely price appreciation to come. In fact, all the confluence suggests this is going to blast right through to the downside, and James is going to get his day. My man. Stelios in the house. Always a pleasure. Stelios says most shitcoins are going to zero in a bull market. Biggest lesson for investing, only Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, I think I think it's more than that, but generally you're right. Generally, Bitcoin fits into the global financial macro narrative, and Ethereum is basically the supercomputer, the global computer that is changing everything. And everything else, no matter how much you love the project, is speculative and is going to get obliterated, likely in price, meaningfully affected negative price, meaningful negative price action can be expected, should be expected. And the odds are you're going to get negative price action for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Odds. The odds are also high that they appreciate and are consistent with the larger long-term narratives that have been talked about over the months at this point. That Bitcoin is a pristine collateral asset. It fits into corporate treasuries. It has properties of gold. It has fungibility, meaning it gets broken down into smaller parts. Um, you know, it's instantaneously proven. Ownership can be proven instantly. Uh, Remittance, intercontinental remittance. Then someone will come in and say XRP is the best remittance asset. Meanwhile, if you look at the chart, the chart tells the story. It's clearly not doing well. Let's take a look real quick. And we know what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin is 13,518. Oh, goodness gracious, guys. Listen, it blasts through this green line, and I'm bullish as all. I'm already bullish. Look at this. Look at the support. This is an ascending triangle on the verge of an outright multi-year bullish break. And then we could go over here and look at an asset that's at I don't even know how to describe. This is not all-time low. Is it all-time low? So we from a speculative perspective, yeah, you could say Ripple will change the world, but you're going to get destroyed if you invest in it. So what's the point of saying it's going to be something that changes the world if you lose all your money putting your money in it? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I know. I fixed it still. Igor, sorry. For a dark node, we need a standby PC 24/7. No, as a dark node, you have to do it on a DigitalOcean or an Amazon E2C, an Amazon Cloud instance. So you can't do it on your own computer, or you shouldn't. You do it on a hosting provider. You get the optimal security configuration and maintenance and deployment implementation using a provided CLI toolkit, which makes it really easy to manage your dark nodes. It's the most impressive presentation and package the Ren team provided to dark node operators to manage the entire operation. It's literally managed by a command line toolkit. You don't have to do anything, and an entire graphical user interface, Web3. So brilliant, incredible kudos to them. Because for ETH, I think we prefer Rocket Pool regardless of the number of ETH I have. Yeah, Rocket Pool, you'll be able to stake. So the macro narrative includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. It clearly doesn't include an asset like this, which is getting absolutely destroyed. Destroyed. Let's look at something else that has all flair, all hype, and no substance. I mean, come on. Look at this. Compared to all-time high. And then you go over to Bitcoin and you pull out to the weekly. And look at this. Oh my God, when this breaks to the upside, this looks like a giant inverse head and shoulders. Or you could put your money in something like this, which is all like here. So, price range, I don't know. I'm not really interested in minus 92%. Not interested in it. You know what? I'll buy it. Here, let me give you guys trading advice. Here's the bottom line. You want to buy it when it goes up here, comes down, and then bounces. You know why? Do you see? Do you see it? You want support. Support. Obviously, I'm just drawing. You want support. You want it to come down and bounce. And now you buy it. You buy it here. You buy when it prints a new higher high. You don't buy it down here. You don't buy here. You don't buy here. Say it with me now, everybody. You don't buy here. You don't buy here. That's not where you buy, guys. You buy it when it goes up, and you have a confluence suggesting you have continued price appreciation. Otherwise, you're gambling and you're going to lose your money. So what do you think Bitcoin will do through election? Man, this Bitcoin chart is so bullish, 13.5. Oh my goodness. Listen, there's no way to know what it will do. And as I keep saying, The chart tells the story, but we don't tell the story for the chart. Look at this thing ripping. This is a $200 candle in the last 1 hour, guys. Guys, everything is getting destroyed. Um, CoinGecko. CoinGecko. 24 hours. Everything is getting obliterated. I mean, we got a couple of things. Look, 7 days. I mean, look at all these wonderful assets getting destroyed. 32%, 28%, 26% for Loopring. Uniswap, 22%. Guys, this is even Cosmos at 17%. Let's take a look at that real quick. Please be above the green line. Please be above the green line. So I got a lot in Cosmos, but look, the risk, baby. Zoom out, zoom out. Come on. Let's see where we are. The multi-year trend. Ooh. Oh no. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Oh no. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. This is not okay to see. So you guys, my recommendation is to start liquidating. You get rid of everything and move it into Bitcoin because when Bitcoin rips, it's going to take everything out. And this thing just put in a $200 candle. If it breaks through this and breaks through this, that's just going to be crazy. Crazy times. Crazy times. Listen, in 2-3 years, Atom and Cosmos will fit into the macro narrative more, especially as China and the BSN pick up steam. And Polkadot, when folks realize that there's tech and software and functionality that offers offloading of functionality from Ethereum to Polkadot substrate parachains, then Polkadot fits into the macro narrative of the Ethereum narrative. But until that time, you are speculating that those assets fit into that narrative. And anytime you're speculating, you're going to get your ass hammered to you. So I'm getting my ass hammered to me. Ren is killing me. I think I'm down 20 grand today. And Cosmos, I don't even want to look at it. All right, this is what it is. Also getting hammered on Aave. I'm waiting for. I had my Aave staking. I thought it was going to be more lucrative, and unfortunately it's not. So I'm taking it out and I'm liquidating a good portion of my position. But I'm going to have to wait another 4 days. 4 days, and my position's going to be cut in half at this pace. But I'm going to take my position. I'm going to move it into something else. What is doing well? Curve. Not the Curve asset, guys. Not the Curve asset, guys. You guys are looking on the surface. You guys are looking on the surface. You got to dig in a little bit. Let's take a look at the Curve asset, though. I take it back. It does look pretty good. I mean, as long as what I'm seeing is this. Horizontal line. You want your exit. Your exit from the descending channel. So as long as it's above this orange line, you have confidence that there's support there, because this is where it exited. Look, there's a bottom here. There's clearly a bottom here. There's support there. So you can maybe argue that that's where the orange line goes, and there's support there. There's clearly resistance here, boys and girls. Clearly resistance there. But what I'm interested in is this. I'm interested in yield, APY, daily volume, daily and weekly earnings, earnings, yield. Focus on long term and stop gambling. Stop speculating. That's the bottom line. Did I miss something? What happened to BNT? BNT's gotten destroyed. It's all been destroyed. Everything. Does it even exist? BNT, BTC. Everything's getting hammered. So I got a small position. I think I have 2,000 BNT. Oh, goodness gracious. Pretty much just folks completely exited. This is an absolute. Oh, this reminds me of like Digibyte, folks buying at all-time high type stuff. I mean, look at this loss. 84%. 82. Oh my God. Someone spent 10 grand at the top and they got $1,800 left. This is why you wait for confluence to the upside. And this is why if you break support levels, you got to exit. This is why Kyber, done. Done. Ren, if you don't have a dark node and you don't have a larger, more sophisticated strategy, this is why if you break this red line right here, done. Because you're going to lose 25% of your money. And Bancor, I'm staking it, so I don't really have. And frankly, Cosmos, I got 30 days. If I undelegate, I need to wait 30 days. So it's not really something I could liquidate easily if I wanted to. I've locked in these yield-bearing positions. Anyway, what I miss? RLC is decentralized compute. It's getting hammered. The odds are you're losing money. Oh goodness, you've lost a fortune. No, man, this is Kyber network status right here. Uh, This is exit, exit, exit. And you know when you buy? This is when you buy. Let me show you when you buy. Exit now, and you're gonna lose money. Lose your money. Here, look. Here's a nice resistance line. For instance, if this holds us, if this holds a support right here, horizontal line. Let's say this holds a support. It holds a support somehow right here. What you do is you look for a bounce, you look for a break of resistance, resistance flip support, and a higher high. And this is where you buy. And guess what? This is going to be counterintuitive to folks. Price range. You're literally buying after a 50% rip to the upside. Do you understand? That's why it's counterintuitive. You're looking for confluence of continued bullish price appreciation. So it's got to form a bottom resistance, got to break bottom support, it's got to break upside resistance, turn that resistance to support, and then print the new higher high. And then you have a higher likelihood than less to expect continued bullish price appreciation. And that's how you find the bottom. Albeit interestingly enough, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders on a very large macro scale. But we're not there. We're not there. This is just bearish. I would rather wait. Here, look. Oh, look at that wick. Go figure. Go figure. Here, for anyone who loves RLC and wants to find the bottom, look at this wick action. Look, that looks like potential support on the daily. So you'll see what happens. And take a snapshot of this. Screenshot this bad boy. Do that. And then this is how you do it. You want to wait. You're gonna wait for 50% rip to the upside. But, looking at this, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. The market is not in alts. Money is not flowing into alts right now. It is getting, oh, that's nice, nice text. I like that. Oh, that's brutal. What's doing good? Ocean, File, Nexo. You know why Nexo's doing good? Yield, APY. There's Celsius killing it. This thing was up hundreds and hundreds, thousands of percent, I believe, at this point. Bitcoin, Quant pulling in 10% for the week. Santiago, man, what a brain on him. And that's it. And nothing else interesting. Nothing else. This is not where you're buying stuff. This is not where you're saying it's down 20%. I buy. I'm getting a good deal. No, I'm telling you, that's how you're going to lose your shit. You follow this recipe. Find support, break resistance, resistance flip support, new higher high. And that's how you reduce your risk. Celsius says international users can earn 6.2% on their first BTC. Doesn't mean I can earn sell without having deposited sell tokens. Yes, I earned 6.2% in the U.S. On my first 5. And then I earned 4.5 on the remaining that I have in Celsius. So that's good. Argo Glass, my pleasure. Guys, if you have any questions, I know I talk a lot and I know I talk hard and serious, but I have one goal in mind, is to share what I've experienced. I've seen 80% drawdowns. We just looked at Bancor, it's down 80%. Looked at Kyber, these things are getting obliterated. Look at RLC, this is just obliterated. This is not where you buy. You don't buy here. Don't gamble. Don't spend your money, please. You wait May, June, July, August of this year. If we go back in the Wayback Machine, we look at CoinGecko, it's 20%, 20%, 20%, day in, day out. That's where you make your money. You make your money when it's going to go up, when it's almost assured it's going to go up, not when everything is going down and you think you found the bottom. That's not where you make the money. That's where you barely hold on to it and you lose and you lose. Please. To get that 6.2% rate, you need to hold a certain amount of sell. Well, not in the U.S. I believe that might be out of the U.S. I got 6.2 on the first five. Yeah, this is what I mean. It needs 10%. Yes, you guys are talking about that. BlockFi, so for the moment, BlockFi gives 1.5. 1.5. Oh, plus 1.5. Yeah, I don't know. Point being, these boys are lending out coins all over the place, and these boys are taking in third parties and funds all over the place. And this is big business because they're doing what banks are doing, and people want to borrow, and over collateralized debt positions have all the risk taken off of the company, which means I think they have really good businesses. Is the current crypto sell-off possibly exacerbated by political presidential election uncertainty? Look, by the way, Lewis is in the house, my man. You're damn right it is. So what's pertinent isn't that what's causing this price action. Flip that story on its head. What's pertinent is that this is the price action that's occurring, and how do we respond and react to it? And what story is the price action telling us? Nathan, I don't know anything about W Block. Sounds interesting though. And this price action is telling us risk off. Don't buy. This is not where you buy stuff. You buy stuff on the other side of whatever event is going on. And this is clearly a massive risk off event with Bitcoin ripping. Ripping. Why I can't do it. But it's look, oh my goodness, what a candle! Woo! It's over 600, 13,600. Wow! Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is exciting. This is what I am all eyes on right now. And this was the whole point, and this is what I tried to hammer home all summer was May, June, July, August was your gains. September I was screaming risk off. Got to get your gains into Bitcoin, and boom! Look what we got going on here. If anyone followed that recipe, you're better off. You'll be better off. Now, don't get me wrong. So I kept a fair amount. I got Cosmos that's bleeding now left and right. I got Ren, which literally at one point, I think I'm down $100,000 on Ren. My Ren Dark Nodes. That thing was up at a huge amount. So, but look, so I myself have experienced it. But what's pertinent is we have to learn how to take profits. And now you're not taking profits. Now, what everyone needs to be doing is thinking big macro. You accumulate your Bitcoin, let the Bitcoin rip, and you take profits when you start to see the market shift. You got to keep an eye out for the market shift, and that's what I'm always looking for. And right now, the market is shifting to Bitcoin. The financial system is moving towards a Bitcoin narrative of how it fits in, because companies and corporations and governments and central banks are thinking, what are we going to do? And this is something that is now on the table. This is an asset that is on the table, that is being considered, or at least is giving people ideas of other tech, of CBDCs. Clearly, CBDCs is on the table, in a good part because of the entire cryptocurrency movement that has been going on for the last 10 plus years. So it's all part of a big puzzle picture, and all this charts, all this data, all this government central bank action is telling us a story, and that's what we're doing here day in day out, trying to understand the story as best as possible, and that'll allow us make these decisions as best as possible. Blocknet's fire. Does Anissa? Blocknet's fire. I love it. So so I can't argue. I guess maybe I do have a bias. You guys do talk speculatively about certain assets, and I myself do hold a Blocknet service node. So that is clearly a speculative position in a period of time that I'm defining extensively as risk off. So maybe that is a little hypocritical. and biased towards the assets that I feel are speculatively worthwhile. So I can't discount that likelihood, but that's a good observation. So maybe I do have that bias. I think we all are biased, and that's just the nature of what we are as humans. Lewis says I was on Twitter and I verified it all summer long with 8 to 9,000 BTC. You say buy it and trim DeFi positions and add the Bitcoin. Woo! Oh my goodness! Can you imagine if you had like 10 Bitcoin profit with DeFi and bam, you threw it into Bitcoin at 8 to 9,000 a Bitcoin and you're up at almost 13,600 Bitcoin? It's a cool 40, 50 grand right there. And now you protect your stuff. You protect it. You got to do everything you can to make sure the gains stay and you're in a position to capitalize on likely price appreciation. I mean, look at this. This thing just dipped down and now it's back hugging this resistance line. This is such a. Look at this pinch. Look at this pinch, man. I'm just too excited. Anyway, I'm over time. Over. Thank you, Stelios. Thank you. What about Digibyte? Same thing as RLC, as Kyber, as Ren, as Kerr, as every asset we've looked at. Bitcoin Digibyte does not fit into the macro narrative. Is decidedly risk off. But bear in mind, as I just mentioned and tried to clarify, I have my bias, so I have my position. I have a permabag. So I'm clearly look at that. I'm losing a huge amount of money, but that's just what it is. And I lost 40%. All right. So I'm happy that I was able to take 1,000% 1,000% gains in Kyber, 1,000% gains in Bancor, 1,000% gains in Aave, 10x on my money pretty much on all three of those assets, and move that into Bitcoin. It was a hell of a summer. So what you need to do is now remember this experience. And the next time you start seeing 20%, 20%, 20%, that's when you're taking a couple of Bitcoin, wrapping it into WBTC vis-a-vis RenBTC, and throwing it into an asset that's going up 20% day in, day out for 4 months. So now you know for next time. Now is not the time to try and make the money. Now is the time to understand what the hell just happened over the last 6 months and to know how to see when the next time is. Y'all have a good day. Thank you very much, everyone. 12:08 p.m. on a Friday. Smack those thumbs up buttons. Tell everyone to subscribe, and I will catch you on Monday, the day before the election. Peace.